No, because this might be the best thing that's ever happened to me. We're making a cookie butter latte. So I have an obsession, and it is this Biscoff cookie butter. Okay, so I just had the crazy idea. I was like, what if I brew my espresso shot over a little spoonful of cookie butter? And that's what I did. That is what I did. Espresso shot has melted the cookie butter, but before we pour that in, I'm gonna put in a little bit of chocolate chip cookie creamer. Like that much, not too much. We don't want this to be too sweet. Of course, I already have milk in here. I mean, look at this perfection. Let's see if it tastes as good as it looks. That's the most amazing thing I've ever had in my life. Game over. Definitely not overly sweet either.
Who else is counting down the days until we can get a sugar cookie latte? Here is a really easy way to make it at home, and of course way more cost effective. Starting off with the sugar cookie syrup, it's only 3 ingredients. Let it simmer for 5 minutes and you are good to go. I know certain Starbucks stores will sell theirs, but I never could get my hands on one. I put about 2 tablespoons of that syrup into my coffee, and then I'm gonna brew my double shot of espresso right over top. If you like a really sweet coffee, you may want to add a little bit more syrup, and then of course your ice. I'm adding in my oat milk but leaving some space for some cold foam. I'll list measurements below, but it gets super easy to eyeball. Topping it with the iconic sugar cookie sprinkles, and it tastes just like Starbucks.
Homemade Starbucks caramel brulee sauce. It's absolutely delicious. You guys loved my last Starbucks copycat sauce, so I'll show you guys how to make this. Start by melting some granulated white sugar. You can definitely use brown if you want, and then leave it to melt. Don't stress if it starts to crystallize like that. It will all disappear. Add in some hot water. Make sure it's hot, guys. If you use cold water, it will literally seize up, and then you'll have to start again. Then we add in our butter, allow that to melt, and then some double cream, and then once it all starts to bubble like this, we add in a pinch of salt and then some condensed milk. Give it one last mix, and then just leave it to cook on the stove, and then once it starts to bubble and rise up like that, it's time to take it off. Store it into an airtight container right away. If you guys have one of those like fancy squeezy bottles, then Bob's your uncle, go use that. And that's it, guys, we're absolutely done. If you just want to put it at the bottom of your coffee cup, add in a shot of espresso, guys. Give it a really good mix, add in some warm frothed milk, top with some whipped cream, and then more of that caramel sauce. The original drink has these crystallized sugar bits on top, but I prefer not to add that. And that's how to make a homemade Starbucks caramel brulee latte.
I'm back with another Starbucks holiday drink for you, and today we're going to be making the caramel brulee latte. I'll be showing you how to make it both hot and iced. So first, this drink is made with caramel brulee sauce. Sauces are a lot thicker than syrup. So to make mine, just like Starbucks, I'm combining some caramel sauce with some creme brulee syrup to give my caramel sauce that creme brulee flavor. Whether you're making this iced or hot, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of each. Now this is a latte, which means we need some espresso. I'm brewing 2 shots of espresso. Again, if you're making this iced or hot, you're going to be using 2 shots. And now here's the difference. Both the grande iced latte and hot latte are 16 ounces, but in the iced drink, the ice takes up space. So the iced latte has 7 ounces of milk, and the hot latte has about 10 ounces. So if you're making the iced version, you're gonna add 7 ounces of milk and then ice, and if you're making the hot version, you're gonna steam your 10 ounces of milk. And then both get whipped cream and the caramel brulee topping. This is what I like to use for the topping. It's crunchy, it tastes like caramel. This drink tastes just like the real thing. Let me know what drink you wanna see next.
One of the reasons why I taught myself the entire Starbucks menu was so I could make some of my favorite Starbucks drinks at home, even after Starbucks discontinued them. The Starbucks eggnog latte was discontinued in 2021, but it is so easy to make at home. First, you'll need 2 shots of espresso, and then you need some eggnog and some milk. This drink is 2 parts eggnog and 1 part 2% milk. So for this drink, I'm doing 5 ounces of milk and then 9.5 ounces of eggnog. I'm just using oat milk for mine. I'm just frothing that up, and then I'm pouring it on top, and then the last step is just a little bit of nutmeg, and that's how you make a Starbucks eggnog latte at home. I have gotten so many requests to make the Starbucks caramel creme brulee latte at home, and for good reason. It's delicious. So let's make it at home with some sweet cream cold foam, because that's the best way to drink it. So for the sauce, you're going to combine the Monet creme caramel syrup and just any caramel sauce. I'm using the Monet caramel sauce. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of each for a grande, and when you mix it together, it looks pretty identical to the Starbucks sauce. Now, like I said, this is a grande. Any grande latte has 2 shots of espresso. I'm using my Breville machine here. Let me know if you want like a cost breakdown of the Breville versus the Nespresso. I do love this machine. It's amazing. Now I'm just adding that espresso over the sauce, giving that a mix. And making Starbucks drinks at home with an old Starbucks cup is so quick and easy because you don't need to measure out the milk. Just add the milk to the top line. And the quickest way to make Starbucks sweet cream at home is to use the Chobani sweet cream creamer. It tastes just like Starbucks and froths beautifully. And for like the crunchy caramel topping, I like to use just like raw sugar. It's crunchy and it's so good. Let me know what Starbucks drink you want me to make next. It's taken me so long to perfect the Starbucks sugar cookie latte at home, just because I've never been able to find a syrup that tastes just like Starbucks. So the secret is making your own syrup. I've tried a bunch of different recipes and this one is the most accurate. You're gonna combine half a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of water on medium heat. Okay, and now this stuff is magic. It's cake batter extract. Just the smell reminds me so much of the sugar cookie syrup. I'm adding a teaspoon of that and then just a sprinkle of salt. Now this next part isn't super necessary, but if you want this syrup to be like an exact dupe for the Starbucks syrup, I do recommend adding like 4 drops of almond extract. So you just want your syrup to bubble up a little bit like this for like 5 minutes, and now it's time to prepare our drink. Now the key to making any grande Starbucks iced latte is 2 tablespoons of syrup, or until the syrup reaches like that bottom line. Now I'm brewing 2 shots of espresso, and to be super accurate, you can use Starbucks beans. They also make Starbucks Nespresso pods. Now I'm adding those 2 shots of espresso to my cup. Now depending on where you're from, this drink is either made with oat milk or almond milk. I'm using oat milk, and you need to try the sugar cookie latte with some sweet cream cold foam on top. Now I'm just adding some sprinkles. Now go make yourself this drink at home.
Instead, we'll be making all of the holiday drinks at home, starting with the sugar cookie latte. To make this, start off by adding 2 tablespoons of homemade sugar cookie syrup to your cup. By the way, let me know in the comments if you guys want an updated recipe for the syrup. Next, add in 2 shots of espresso and give that a little mix. Now, this drink is usually made with almond milk, but it tastes so much better with oat milk, so I'm adding in 6 ounces of oat milk to my cup. Next, I'm adding in some ice, and I'm leaving some room on top for some sugar cookie cold foam. I personally think that this drink tastes so much better with sugar cookie cold foam. To make the cold foam, I'm frothing 3 tablespoons heavy cream, 2 tablespoons 2% milk, and 1 tablespoon of the sugar cookie syrup. Here, I'm just pouring the sugar cookie cold foam on top, and I'm adding some holiday sprinkles as well. This drink tasted even better than Starbucks, and it cost half the price to make it at home. Anyways, thanks for watching, and let me know what holiday drink you guys want me to make.